So today's presentation topic is a road to your dream job. So I'll be literally talking about my own experiences. Yeah, that's fantastic. And by the way, the presentation is also recorded for future purposes, and it will be uploaded for anyone to see it and gain any knowledge afterwards as well. So if you guys miss anything, so of course it will be there as well for the future. So let's move on. Um, I'll just tell you a bit about my own journey before moving on to the main topic. I myself am originally from Bangladesh. I left when I was 18 in 2009. I completed my bachelor's of engineering from University of Liverpool in the year of 2012. Then I decided that I should do a double master's, and I don't know why, but it was I wanted to study with renewable energy engineering. So doing a master's in wind energy and electrical engineering was perfect. So I joined the Erasmus Mundus Wind Energy Master's program. It's a fantastic program, by the way. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in the field of engineering and wants to help in the environment. I completed that in 2014 December, and after that I worked in a startup company for almost a year. It was Startup Lab, so I worked there as a data analyst, and of course, while on the process, I was also looking for my dream job, which was working with a renewable energy company. And finally, I joined Statkraft in Norway in November 2015. So I've been working for Statkraft for the last 7 months approximately, and it's been a great journey so far. I hope you guys can hear me perfectly, and it's okay. Going on. So today I will discuss what I learned during my entire journey and what I think will be useful for you guys, because I really do get a lot of questions. Hey Raf, how's it going? What do I do after my graduation? What do I do to get the job that I really want to? And I gathered a few things and tips and advices which I really think will be useful for you guys. Secondly, I will show you guys what you guys need to be prepared for uh, to ensure that you guys are in the right direction to get your dream job. And on the third, I will just give you some final tips and advices to just to finish it off. And of course, at the end, we'll get some questions from all of you guys. Um, by the way, again, the background picture you see is taken by one of my colleagues from where I live. It's called Northern Light, and it's absolutely beautiful when it happens. It happens during midwinter, so it's a fantastic thing. So if you guys ever have a chance, please do visit Northern Norway. How do you guys define a dream job? Um, For me, a dream job is a job which makes you motivated and feel excited. Before you apply, you feel like, okay, I really do want this job, not only because of the money, but a lot of things, a lot of aspects towards it. You want to be motivated and excited while you're doing the job, which you passionately care about, and you are satisfied with everything. For example, a perfect job for me at least is a well-paid job close to a location of your choice or my choice, or on a field of which you want to work. So for me, all of the aspects was fulfilled, and I'm pretty sure this is similar for a lot of you, or most of you. And let's hope that you do get a dream job, or I hope I can help you with some of my advices and tips in this presentation. Let's move on. My personal experience. So the biggest questions I assume is what happens after graduation, and I can assume that most of the participants that will listen in the future or are available right now are either have graduated or will graduate or have graduated and in a job, and they're in a transition phase to get a job which they actually want. So right after I graduated, I applied to a lot of jobs which are in my field, which is the tech sector, so that I would be prepared. That is extremely important, that you cannot wait till the last minute. Competition is extremely high in today's market. And I really mean it. For me, I applied earlier because I knew that if I wanted to work in a Norwegian company, which is a foreign country for me, of course, being from Bangladesh, there's language issues and other issues as well. I wanted to get an idea about the Norwegian work culture, me personally. So I could not just go in and say, okay, let me get the job right now after graduation. I've got a degree. I can maybe get the job right now. It's kind of difficult just to go into a market which is unknown to you. So I wanted to get a little idea. So as I said, that's why I worked with a startup company, and I will talk about it later on, why these things are important to get to know about the work culture. Um, After graduation, and I really mean it, it is the biggest step of your life. It's the biggest change of your career from moving on to a student life to a career life where you get responsibilities. I'm pretty sure that you guys are pretty aware of that. Uh, what I did was I checked for openings at companies which I liked, and I'm pretty sure that you guys all do not like all the companies in the world. We specifically sometimes have 3 to 5 companies that we really, really like, and you really want to work for those companies. Like you see that, oh, I wish I worked for that company. I wish I worked for here or there. For me, it was renewable energy company, so I had 3 or 4 companies in my list, of course, and I really wanted to work. So I'm happy that I'm working for the renewable energy company now. And more importantly, I wanted to make connections. That's why I sometimes it does feel that you might be annoying some people, and it's completely natural. It's okay, but it is very important to make connections with people in similar fields on which you want to work on in your future. Um, so that's how I started with right after my graduation, so that I'm prepared before I get my dream job. So moving on, I always had a guide to follow. For example, I hope that all of you do as well. Uh, I had an ex-supervisor from a previous internship I did with Schlumberger. So he was a scientist. He was extremely smart. He had 32 patents. So he literally he invented 32 things. He was a fantastic guy, and I was like, okay. He was working in Norway. He has been working for Schlumberger for the last 25 years. So he was a fantastic supervisor for me. So I wanted to get any knowledge or any idea. I updated him about my current situation. I told him, hey, I'm in this phase of my career. I finished my studies. Uh, how do we move forward? What do I do? Especially in the Norwegian market, I thought it would be very valuable to have a personal who is a guide to follow from Norway. And of course, this is very important, and I really mean it. You cannot get a dream job right after you finish school, high school. No. So when I joined university, till I finished my masters, from my bachelor's and my masters, in that 5 years of period, I had in total 5 different jobs. And it's perfectly all right because you gather a lot of knowledge and experience. For example, as I said, I worked in startup companies. I worked as a teacher. I worked as a charity fundraiser. I worked as a mentor. It was a mixture of different things, and I tell you, it was a lot of different things. But at the end, they will gather up, all the experiences will gather up, and I do believe all of you have done a lot of odd jobs, and I trust me, those odd things add up to something fantastic. uh, Use the connections you have currently, and I really mean it. Use the connections you have currently, your supervisors, your current supervisors, or your ex-supervisors from your universities, or any internships that you guys did. Ask them, tell them, let them know that, hey, because most likely they will be from your own field where you want to work on. Let them know, hey, I've finished. This is my CV. I've got a lot of experience. What should I do? Ask them for advice, because you yourself alone, if you try it, will be very difficult. If you do get advices from your mentors or supervisors, I do believe that you will get a lot of fantastic advice and tips from them as well. And this was my own personal experience. This is something what I used myself. And of course, it's different for different fields. So this was an overall view, which I think is common to you guys. Um, but more importantly, this is the main part of the presentation, which I will talk about today. So I hope that this will benefit you, is being prepared. And when I say being prepared, and this I really mean, is a lot of things. You cannot just do one single thing that will get you a dream job. It's a combination of some things, preparation, which will make sure that you have the highest possibility and the highest chance to make sure that you get in where you actually want to be. Just to check again, I hope you guys can all hear and see me clearly. Say yes if you do. Ah, fantastic. Fantastic. Moving forward, let's say, when you think about dream job, I think the first thing you think about is how important the previous jobs are. The second thing is how you use your time and network, and how you utilize them. And the third thing is the company, the position, and the location you want to work upon. Because of course you need a company, a position, and a location where you want to work to, and that is your dream job. That's what it makes it interesting. On the first topic, previous jobs and experiences. I mean, experiences from your previous jobs. For example, if you did work as a charity fundraiser or as any internships, I mean, it's fantastic. It will gain you so much experience, and it's perfectly fine not to land the dream job in the first try. It's okay. Working in a different job will give you an insight of work culture, especially if you are working in a different country. Let's say, for example, I was from Bangladesh. I worked in Norway as a data analyst. I did not know the Norwegian market, but when I was working as a data analyst in a Norwegian market, I was understanding that how the work culture was, because that's extremely important, because I realized how the mindset of the employers work, because that is very important. And I highly tell you that don't just assume that, okay, if I don't get a job here, I should not do. It's very important. So if you're working in a job right now in a country which is foreign to you, which you are outside of, and it's not your home country, it's extremely important that, and if you want to work there in the future where it's your dream job, it's very important that you actually understand the work culture and know the people there, because it will help you immensely to get the job you really want. And I really mean it, that all of those experience actually means a lot. It will help you immensely in the future. And more importantly, right after graduation, let's say you have a huge gap, if you're doing some sort of jobs which is not related in your field. Um, Even if it's not related in your field, you are not idle. You're not just sitting around lazily at your home doing nothing. You're doing something, and the future employer, will see that, okay, this person has done something while he was sitting there and doing, just not doing nothing. He was doing something, and you can write that on your CV, that, okay, I was doing something, though it was not in my field, however small the job might be. It's very important uh, to not be idle, because that's extremely valuable in the future. I think this, for me, is one of the most important aspects, is time and network utilization. And I always tell it to everyone I see and meet, especially people who are starting on a new career, on a new place, new job. Every time, if I give any advice, I think this is one of the most important things I tell everyone: time and network utilization. Me personally, right after I graduated, I had approximately 4 to 5 months, and in total a year before I actually started with Statkraft. Um, uh, During that period, I just didn't sit idle. I didn't take a break, and I really mean it, because that jump, that time period between your graduation and the job you actually really want, is actually one of the most important times of your life. And I will tell you why. During that period, the market has changed. The job market has changed extremely. For you to gain any additional skills, even on a seal, for me at least, for example, in the field of engineering, I tried to learn some additional coding, some extra coding and, for example, Python, AutoCAD. I was trying to learn new things because I would be having a head start. When I was applying, I could add it in my CV, and it would be extremely valuable because it comes from either other jobs that you're doing after graduation, or if you're just doing some self-learning. It's very important. There are hundreds and thousands of courses which are free online, and I really mean it. If you actually have graduated, get some free additional skills in the field that you want to work on. Either it's art, business, engineering. Uh, Gaining some extra additional skills is absolutely vital. And I really mean it. It will help you immensely in the future when you're applying, because these things will do show on your CV, and that one extra additional skill might be the difference between getting the job or not. Um, and the other thing is the networking with the right individuals. Uh, After you graduate, all you have is a lot of time, because at that time, maybe you're doing some odd jobs, or you're just having a lot of free time doing some other things. You will have a lot of time to network. When I came first to Norway, I did not know anyone. I just tried to go to some social events. I tried to know some people. Uh, and I can imagine it would be the same if you're in Netherlands, any other European countries, or anywhere in the world which is not your own. Because if you're in a country out besides your own country, it's very, very important to network, because that's the thing that will change your current situation if you want a job, because it's a person who's going to give you a job. It's not your degree or something at the end. It is, of course, it's vital, but all it will do is just take you till that interview phase maximum. But networking is so important, because that person will see, okay, that person came up to me and spoke to me, and he did tell about his talents and competences. Maybe he is right. And then you just call him. That's how I did. I actually saw, for example, with my own manager in Statkraft, I saw the opening, and I will show you at the end where I am, because it's a beautiful weather outside. I saw the opening, and I just called my manager and I told him, hey, I'm a wind energy engineer. I studied wind energy, and I also did electrical engineering. And the first thing I realized is, of course, this job might require some Norwegian. And later, I, of course, found out that this job also required a driving license. So I just told him all the competences in a very short period of time. And of course, in the beginning, I told him, like, I hope I won't take much of your time. It will be very short. I just told him in a very short time, hey, I can do this, this, this. And I knew that those things were related according to what the job asked for. Uh, and I, of course, tried to be very polite, very humble. And then he said, oh, okay, yeah, please go on. And then I realized, okay, this was an opening. And whenever you see a job position where you see the advertisement, if you see a contact number, it means that they want to be contacted from the right individual who wants to work there. Call them, and I really mean them, call them. If you do call them, and if you actually show an interest, they will actually like it. Even I felt it, that, oh, I think I'm annoying them. If I thought that I was annoying that guy. He's a lovely manager, Ronnie. He's a fantastic guy. Um, I thought I was annoying him because I was speaking for a long time, because I actually realized that he was actually listening to me while I was speaking. And then I realized, okay, it's going to be a good thing. So let me just tell him more. And then I realized I got my third question and fourth question. And then he said, okay, apply. Do apply. I will have a look because you do have an interesting profile. So what I did was I tried to make myself stand out by contacting, because there needs to be some human interaction at the end. Um, uh, Networking is very important. And here I just used the phone and I just called. And at the end, just do call. And if you need to make some connections, do it immediately. LinkedIn is fantastic. Use LinkedIn. And I tell this to everyone, use LinkedIn as much as possible. It's a fantastic thing. You will find everyone there, all the professionals, not Facebook, LinkedIn. Um, Moving on to the next one, but again, as I said, time and network utilization is one of the most important things during the process of finding your dream job, and I will emphasize it on it again when we have the questioning session later. The third thing I will really want to say is I'm pretty sure all of you present here and and the audience who are going to listen later via the recorded session, everyone who wants a dream job, they have a company, a position, and a location they want to work on. I think these three terms you should be absolutely clear about. I know at one point you might feel like, okay, I'm not finding anything. I will just apply everywhere. It will work, but at the end of the day, you're not clear in your mind. It's very important. You have to be absolutely clear that, okay, I want to work in this. I want to work maybe here where I am right now, because most probably it's going to be a country where you want to be, and what position will suit you according to your field. For me, it was I studied engineering. I wanted to be an engineer. If you study industrial designing, you want to be an industrial design person who's working, because I do have friends. I will give some of the examples later. They gave some valuable advice in the questioning session, of course. And more importantly, do research on the company you or companies you do want to work upon, uh, because it's very important, especially the positions and the companies. Um, for me, as I said, I wanted to work at Statkraft as an engineer in Norway. And it's absolutely fine, as I said before. You will have 3 to 4 companies which you really do want to work with. And in the beginning, it will be a lot of competition. But if you really do mean it, and if you do work hard, do all the right things properly, you will stand out. Because at the end of the day, just focus your minds on exactly what you do want to work upon. Because that is the dream job. This is what this whole presentation is about. Moving on. Some uh, some some tips and advices I do want to give on is, be optimistic. I mean, I can tell you easily that before graduation, and I mean before applying to Statkraft or anything, I was kind of desperate myself. I was applying everywhere. I was applying to jobs. I was like, okay, I want to work here. I want to work here. Where is my career going? I was a bit scared in the beginning. I was like, okay, what's going to happen? Because that's very important. And it's fine to be scared because it means that you actually care and worry about your career. But in the end, I was like, okay, let's just focus and be optimistic and motivated. And because it really does help a lot. Uh, it's very easy to get demotivated. For example, when you get a rejection, imagine you applied to a fantastic company where it's 10,000 people uh, applying for maybe 20 positions. Of course, the chance, the possibility for you to get it's very low, but it's okay. Rejections are just lessons. I think you can get rejected, and it's fine. We all get rejected. I mean, rejections are fantastic in the beginning. You will learn a lot. The probability that you will just get a dream job like that, I think it's very less. It's a step. It's a step-by-step procedure. Uh, but of course, if you do get a dream job right in the beginning, that's fantastic, and I'm very happy for all of you guys. But of course, it's a step-by-step procedure. Don't let those rejections make you demotivated. I have seen some of my own friends, some of the people I know, they take rejections very seriously. But when I do get rejections in the mind, I just see it and I'm like, okay, maybe I've done something wrong, or maybe they found someone better. I just keep trying on, and that's absolutely normal. Don't get demotivated. Uh, and there is also another thing I do want to tell some of you guys, and of course you guys will do listen it later. It's the time factor. Why is the time factor so important? Uh, for me, I had a deadline myself. I had a deadline of a visa. I'm not a European citizen at all. I'm not a Norwegian citizen. So I had a deadline. I had like 6 or 7 months left. And I was like, okay, let's utilize this time because that's very important. And I'm pretty sure that all of you guys should keep that in mind while applying for jobs. Like, okay, let's not just give up. Let's use every single bit of that time to find the perfect job that you want. And the other thing I do want to tell is all of you guys who are here present today and in the future is If you don't get it, and if you are in another field, it's absolutely fine. And I said before previously, if you're working in another field and it's just experience, maybe in the future as time will come, you will like it, but keep applying. And maybe when you do get it, I trust me, and I personally say it. You see me in the picture here. That's how I feel every day, because every day I go and I just feel fantastic because um, I did get my dream job, and I really, really, from bottom of my heart, do want all of you to get the job you guys really want to. Uh, are you guys still here with me? Let's say give me a yes if you are. Ah, fantastic. Thanks a lot, Olena. Uh, oh yeah, thanks a lot, Nicholas. A lot of yeses. Okay, some more participants. Uh, let's say there's another question I do want to ask. Maybe one of you could answer. Is there anyone here who is living in a country besides their own and wants to work there in a foreign country besides their own? If you do, say yes again. Ah, there you go, Ishwari. Thanks a lot. Stu, okay, yeah, fantastic. That's absolutely fine, and I can imagine that's a case similar to me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of students and future job seekers are in the similar situation, trying to find a job outside their own country and trying to find the dream job, the perfect job. As a doctor, as an engineer, as an artist, as a business person, as an accountant. Uh, just the thing is, I really mean it. Try to integrate with the culture. I came to Norway. It's been, as I said, it's been a year or so, more than a year approximately. First thing I did was I went skiing. I tried to integrate with the nature. I tried to know the local people. I tried to know the people who live here. And I tried to know how the culture works here. Of course, by the way, I did not learn any Norwegian yet myself. I am learning on the process. But it's extremely important, and I really mean it. Go out, meet people, socialize with and network with people whom you think that might be valuable. And I really mean go out and meet the local people. Try to understand the work culture. It's so important because I will be really honest with you bluntly. Right now, for the position that you want, there is going to be another 30, 40 people at least applying for that same position. And where does that put you? What makes you unique? If that's what we'll ask you. If you tell them, oh yeah, I did this, I do this. I've been living in, for example, when I was in Netherlands, if I tried working in Netherlands, I would have said like, okay, I did this and I did that. I would have asked my friends, oh yeah, let's do this. And you never know whom you will meet. And I will tell you just one funny story, and this is a pure coincidence. In 2013, when I was studying in NTNU in Trondheim, it's also a university in northern Norway, just for 6 months as an exchange. Um, I met the CEO of Statkraft, and that is an absolute coincidence. I just that's the first time I got to know about Statkraft, that it's a renewable energy company and the largest renewable energy company in Europe. And I was like, "Wow, you guys are!" And I did not know it was him. I said, "Oh yeah, it will be nice to work with him." Just last week, I met him, and I said, "Hey, you remember me?" Of course, he did not remember me. He meets like 1,000 guys, 1,000 people every day. I told you in 2013 I will try to work here, and he was like, "Oh, okay, good job." Of course, that's what all I got because he had to say hi to a lot of other people. But it was fantastic, and I was like, "Yeah, I made it." And I really do mean it. Keep working on it. Keep working on it, and when you do get it, and I promise to you, all of you who's listening now, you will be so happy with it. Uh, I think I will try. I've tried to focus on all the things and all the aspects which will try to get to your dream job as soon as possible or on the time as it comes. But I think I will try to finish, not the finished presentation, but I think I will try to go get on the questions because, of course, I would love with the questions as they come. And of course, I will go back on the tips and advices or presentation as they come along with related to the question. So thanks for listening again. Uh, Yeah, so can I get any questions from you guys, or if you guys have any specific questions, please do ask. I would be happily answering those questions. Networking skills. I think networking skills. For example, there is LinkedIn, there is Facebook, there's Twitter, but I think on professional terms, LinkedIn is absolutely vital. I started using LinkedIn from when I was in my university, very early during my bachelor's, and that time LinkedIn was also kind of not that used by everyone, but it was coming on. But I just made a profile, and right now I'm really happy with my LinkedIn profile, and I do emphasize on it. Use LinkedIn as much as possible and make a fantastic profile, because, for example, you cannot write everything in your CV, but on LinkedIn you can write all of the things that you have ever done since you finished your high school. And it's a fantastic thing to record your own personal competences and achievements. It's fantastic. That's how I do. I write it there, and people can easily see it, view it. Uh, for example, any manager, you just you can add people and let them check it out, and they can just easily check it out with a few single scrolls. So it's very important. Networking skills are very, very important. If you are a bit shy, it's okay. Just go out, just be a bit more confident, because it's very important. It will take you far. So I hope I answered that question, Nazira. Oh, are you there, Nazira? I hope I answered your question. Oh, that's okay. Do you guys have any other specific questions that I can help you guys with? Yeah, sure, Olena, please. Yeah, actually, just 2 days ago, one of my friends actually posted some pages and some links, online links, where you can get free courses everywhere. I can actually just copy paste it here so that you guys will find it useful. And it's actually, let me just give me 1 second, and I will just send it to all of you guys. As I said, there are lots of online courses which you can get freely, and you will get free skills in just a few weeks, and you can add it to your CV, and it will look fantastic. So do get skills which are not related to your field, because, for example, when I finished engineering, I realized that, okay, in the current market, they did not teach me Python. It's a coding program, software program. They did not teach me that in the university, but I realized that when I was applying, a lot of companies were looking for such skills. So I just immediately tried to learn that, and that's a professional skills. That those are skills that companies look for. I can just give you, and these are all professionals. You can actually even get a certificate after you finish. Just have a look. I provided a few because this one I actually saw on LinkedIn myself. Please do have a look on some of these. You can get skills on every topic, any topic that you want, for starting from business to accounting topics to different field of topics, for engineering, other topics which might be useful for you in the future. And of course, as I said, it's just one additional skills on the CV that you can find. And as I said, for me, I always try to, thanks Olena for the other questions. I did try to improve my skills. Uh, After you do study for 5 years, you might forget some things, but I did try to keep in touch with some engineering topics which I thought I was forgetting, and I realized, okay, if I do want to go on an interview or if I am gonna apply for this job, I need to be updated on this. So I did try to be updated as much as possible on those topics, and I think it's extremely vital that all of you are updated on those topics, different things, different subjects, different courses. And again, as I said, do use your networks, do you use your professors, mentors, supervisors, friends who are in the company right now. They can get you connections, links. So it's very important. And just find out which topic or which courses will help you to get that job, or which is right now in the field or uh, gonna help you in the future. So just see which is important right now and what you call demand in the market, which is in demand. Ah, thanks, Olena. Yeah, I'm trying my best. Uh, can I? Of course, let's go. If you guys have any other questions, I'm here, of course. I see a lot of people here from different fields. Oh, yeah, sure, of course. But can you specifically tell me on which field? Because there are many technical skills for jobs in Europe. Any particular? Okay, but is there any particular field that you're talking about for electrical, electronics, or mechanical, civil, or renewable, or is it in general you're talking about? Okay, you're an EM student. Oh, okay, there you go. I think grades are of course important. Publication recommendation. I think being a master student, I think when you do finish your master, when you do finish your masters, I think maybe one publication is all right, which is your thesis. Of course, that's what happened with me too. My thesis was a publication. And recommendation, as I said, of course, it's very, very important. You have to be in touch with your master coordinator, master thesis, and master supervisors and mentors where you did your masters with. That is something that you have to be in touch. As I really mean it for a long, long time. And the technical skills required for jobs in Europe. And I think since you're an EUM graduate, I would say that you need some wind courses, wind energy courses. And since you're in the electrical power system student as well, so I think you would be really, really dependent on some electrical courses, I guess high voltage, and then marine offshore engineering, a bit of those courses, mixture of different courses. You can of course get the contact details from me later, and I can send you some help and talk to you about that. And again, as I said, for the grades, it's it's okay if you don't get 100% or be an A plus students all the time. And I really mean it. It's okay to be an average or average plus student, but what I really mean is all the things which I talked to you about. Networking and connections is actually really important. I'm not a fantastic A plus student. Okay. Uh, right now, what I do is I just work with a renewable energy company. Here we do work a lot with hydropower plants and wind energy engineering actually. So what I do is I do models, I model power plants actually. So it is an engineering skill, so which I learned during my masters. I'm pretty sure Nazira, you can do that it differs from different field to different field, but for me it was electrical engineering, so I used the software that I learned in university, so I'm using the same software now in my company. So that's how I implemented my skills in a renewable energy company. Oh, okay. Mohammed Vaiz, you asked a question. Yes, Mohammed Vaiz, I would recommend that. I did apply a letter of recommendation for almost all of my job applications, but not all of them. And this is one thing I would really emphasize on is when you do apply for a lot of jobs, and if you give the communication details or contact details for your referee, I think if they get a lot of call, they might get a bit annoyed. It's okay that if you do not provide the contact details, exact contact details for your of your reference, it's fine. But of course, reference details are important when you're on the second stage or the third stage. Um, I did have previous work experience. As I said, I was working as a teaching assistant in UK, as a mentor in UK too. But for that, I did work as a teacher for a high school in Bangladesh, back in Bangladesh, a very young teacher at that time. And of course, it did help me in terms of communication. It did all add up, and it's an important factor. I would say that I learned a lot on how to communicate better with people, on networking with people. It did help, but of course it differs from field to field. For example, if you have a lawyer's degree and if you were a lawyer in your own country, if you come to another foreign country, it's completely different. Then it's a different thing. But for example, engineering, it's a good thing. But for other fields, for example, as I said, doctor, if you're a doctor in another country, it's very difficult just to go to another country and work as a doctor. But as I said, it differs from field to field. But of course, it's very, very important to get previous internship or experience from your country. It's valuable. If you don't have it, it's fine, but it is valuable. It's something, as I said, you can write on your CV, and it will look fantastic. I hope I answered your question, Vice, in a nice way. I'm trying to answer all the questions in a general manner so that it fits different fields, not just the engineering field. If you guys have any other questions, please go on. I'm here. Oh, Ishwari, that's a fantastic question. And this is something I did want to talk about, but since this was not a topic, but of course I would love to tell about this. It does affect, of course, it does. And I will tell you, when I was applying for this job I did not know. The people said they wanted someone who is Norwegian, who speaks Norwegian, who had a driving license. I had none. I did not have anything. But what I did was I believed in my own competences and I tried to advertise them as if it was fantastic. I advertised. I was like, I'm an engineer, I'm an electrical engineer, I did this, I did that. And according to the work culture, I realized that the people here are a bit shy, so they do like people who like. So again, it's different. But that's why I said the networking thing is different. And since you are a non-EU student, you have to do a bit extra here. And that's why I said this. You have to do all of these things. It's not just a combination of one thing. You have to before knowing the work culture, you have to know the culture itself, where you are living at. May I know, Ishwarya, where you are right now? Like which country? Are you in Norway or Netherlands or Denmark? Okay, yeah, you're in Netherlands. Can I know where you want to work? Do you have any particular selection or yeah, if you're coming to Norway in August, I think you'll find it extremely interesting. It's completely different than many other places in Europe. It's a very shy country. People are very, very shy to speak with each other. The work culture is very, very, how do you say? There's no hierarchy. It's a flat organization. Everyone. So, as I said, try to understand the before knowing the work culture. You should know the culture. And of course, the non-EU does affect, and of course, that's why I was talking about the time issue. That many students or many people will have a time issue if they do not have a job yet and want to get the dream job they want. Uh, you have to keep working before you graduate. I can understand that Ishwar, you didn't graduate. You have to start before you graduate, way earlier. You have to start making the connections, speak to your professors, and speak from the internships that you did. Because, as I said, nationality, of course, it does affect. But again, believe in your competences. That's very important. Write them down nicely. Get them sorted out. See what is strong, which one you're strong at, and then if you do advertise it and find the jobs, you can tell them, hey, I'm fantastic at it. Yeah, I can do very nice. Then the EU thing won't matter if you get a job. So you just have to stand out. Just try to advertise yourself something as a very valuable person. I hope I hope it uh, did help you. Yeah. Any other questions from any one of you? Or else we'll finish the presentation in a few minutes then. If you guys don't any questions, because I hope I tried to answer all of your questions in a perfect right manner, and I hope it was helpful, and it will be helpful for the people who will listen to or watch this in the future, of course. Yeah, you're welcome, Nazira. I'm happy that was helpful. Uh, if I don't get any questions, I'll just yeah. Thanks a lot, Olena. I'll just try to finish this up in a uh, very nice manner by just telling about the dream job. We do all have dream jobs. It's fantastic to have a target and a goal. But if you do not get it at one time, just keep trying, and I really mean it. It's not a one-time process. It's not a one go and I'm done. You have to keep trying. It's a step-by-step process. Just keep trying. Don't give up. Try to meet people. Don't let that demotivate you. If you do get rejections, just take it as it is. It's fine to get rejected. It's fine to get down. It's just learnings, okay? Just go for it. Dream job will come one time or another. And I think I will just conclude the presentation then. Yeah, you're welcome, Nicholas. I hope you guys got some tips and advices which might be useful for your presentation or the dream job application in the future. Yeah, fantastic. I hope all of you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's nice and sunny outside here, and so we'll hear from you later. Some of you guys maybe later again. Take care. Bye.